10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Hello,
0.
welcome to another Daily Crazyhouse arena. I hope you're all having a good Sunday. First up, Vector Veld. And as you'll probably know by now, this is a 5+0 tournament. Duration is 1.5 hours. And well, the last two times I streamed this, I managed to win. So let's see if we can keep it up. The streak. Alright, he's trying to stay solid. He does have this bishop, which isn't developed yet, so maybe we can make use of that somehow with a bishop on a3 or something. So let's try to trade this one and then bishop here. Okay, he sidesteps. That seems reasonable. And now I'd have to look at another move, since if he takes, he'll just take with the queen. I can take here, of course. I can also wait a move with that one and play rook e1. Let's see if he plays the bishop, then I want to take here. And if he takes with his bishop, then I'll have knight at h5, which is slightly annoying for him, since now he has to cover g7 and I have a weak point to work with. And if he castles, then I can take and pawn at f6, so he decides to defend. But now I made him a bit passive with this bishop on f8 and e7, so maybe pawn at f6 is an idea. So let's take this pawn and go pawn at f6 and maybe pawn at g7. Try to get in via the dark squares, since he has the light squares well defended with these three pieces. So as you can see, Lichess has a new layout. First time I'm playing with this, so it seems quite nice. Just a little different, and I understand that it's now better on mobile devices or on tablet or something like that, so I guess that's nice. But let me know if you what you think about this new layout. He might want to sack here. Don't know if I'll can just play pawn at f6 and not allow anything here just yet. Maybe place the knight back and this bishop on f8 won't run away. Because since his only counter now is this rook and maybe some bishop h3, so therefore I decided to go like this. Alright, now he wants me to take here, and then he'll take back. But alright, then I can block on d4 maybe. I can also just ignore this. Go knight g3, give my king some safety. And now I'll probably take on f8 next. or on c5. Right, let's go f8. And if he doesn't take back with the bishop, I would have taken the bishop. His threats are pawn at g4, pawn at h3. And I think if I try to cover those, he'll just do it anyway. So we have to look at some counter threats of our own. Let's go bishop a7 and try to trade a rook somehow. Also denying him this bishop c5 move again. And then he wants me to take, and then he'll take with another bishop. He doesn't have one right now, but seems like a useful move. Trading here, I don't like that for black, because now I'll also have the option of rook b1 and sacrificing there. Alright, so let's go bishop c5. He'll probably take here, or just trade first and then take there. And then I'll have to go queen d2, but queen d2 seems like a useful move for me. Okay, let's trade. And knight at e7 seems nice, winning a rook. And then rook at e7 again. Sorry that this didn't notice this was blocking the pieces. That's something that isn't worked in nicely there in this new variant of lead chess, but maybe I can adjust that, but I haven't looked at it yet. I want to go pawn at d6 at some moment, and he might now move the queen to c6, but since he didn't move the queen last move, I'm banking on that he doesn't do it either now, like we see in the game. And it allows a lot of tactical shots, leaving the rook here on e7 if he moves the queen. For instance, now I can take and then pawn at d6. Alright, he'll finally move the queen, but now we can trade on d6 and then I can take here, and bishop at e5 wins the queen anyway. And I think knight at d7 is interesting. Yeah, and I'm getting a bit low on time, so let's just go for it. There was also knight takes f5 and the rook takes here. But now this seems like it should end bad for him. Maybe I should have taken the rook there, though. I definitely should have. But okay, let's keep moving. Should have just taken the rook and accept that there wasn't a fast checkmate just yet. Right, gotta watch my time. Knight at b5 maybe. Let's Let's save here, pawn at d7. And just move quickly. Getting very low on time. But I got him in the end. Alright, that's nice. Yeah, I didn't manage my time there in the middle game. And also I wasn't looking at I was only looking at a fast checkmate, but then when I missed it, I made a bad move, giving him some space to return into the game, and I just should have taken his rook there. That would have been fine. But okay, the first one in the bag. Let's see. Rakastrov is joining, strong player. And some more regulars in the Daily Crazyhouse. That's a berserker game, so I'll have to maintain speed. Because even in 5+0, as you just saw, you can get low on time. So let's try to play a fast game. And maybe we'll maintain that if I'll switch back to not berserking. Leaving this pawn on d4 undefended, but if he takes it, I'll have pawn at g6 and some attack on f7. So I think he'll have to do something about that. For example, bishop h5 or bishop at g8, yes. Let's now that he's used his bishop on g8, and just develop and say, well, are you gonna activate your pieces there? Rook to the d file perhaps, and disencouraging him to take on e5, since then the file will become open. Right, bishop at g3, fortifying this e5 position, and now maybe pawn at g6. And then just take and see what he wants to do. Because then the rook will be hanging, and there's also pawn at e5 again. Alright, he decides to take the knight and then sacrifice this one, I guess. Or not. This also seems like a solution. Let's harass the queen first. If I take here, then he can put a pawn on g5, and if I play this move first, then he has to move the queen or do something else, interpose with the knight, and then I would have had a knight to work with. Okay. So now this bishop has this nice diagonal, and I'm going for pawn at g6. If he goes for pawn at g5, then I'm going for pawn at g6 anyway. Since now if he moves the bishop back, I'll take on g5, and then I'll have a pawn on f7. So he takes on g6 first. Leaves the rook hanging. Queen h5 is now on. Since he can't really block queen h5, he has to do something about that move. Yeah, so he goes bishop f7 to play pawn f7 next. Now I'm threatening rook at e7. and it was hard for him already to do something about that, but now it's just leading to mates. King f8, queen takes f7, and if king d8, I could have taken the bishop and check, or this knight. Lots of threats there. Alright, so won the first two games. LA C places getting off to a good start, so let's keep berserking, try to catch him up. And let's go e4, already trapping the bishop, since these squares are defended. He may try queen at a4 or something like that to regain this e4 position, but then I can block with queen or bishop at c6, covering the check and also covering the knight. And alright, he can also go there, I imagine, but now queen at e7 also covers. And actually, we have the same position as we had a few moves ago, like here. Only it's still his move, and I've managed to develop a piece here. So I assume it should be good for me. He does now threaten this one and this and here. So I'll have to deal with that. Let's do it aggressive. Sacrificing a piece there. And now his king is exposed. And since I've won a bishop on f3, I think it's justified to sacrifice the piece there. And now we'll try to attack on h3 g2. And try to lure him out on the board, and this was what I was hoping for. So now I have queen at f3, cutting off these squares. This square is cut off by the bishop, so bishop at g2 will be made next move. Regardless which piece he blocked with, it was going to be checkmate on g2 anyway. Alright, after that first game we managed to win two quick ones. That's good, keeping up the pace. As you may know, I managed to win my 1-0 match against Burbcow last Saturday. Yesterday actually. So I have this pace going for me. You can play with this. Oh, that's good to know. So I was saying that I'm used to playing fast. I had a bit of practice for that 1-0 match as well, and so I'll try to keep doing that in these tournaments, since my next match will probably be in a week and a half or something like that. Let's go h6 now. When his queen was on d2, I was a bit hesitant to go h6, because then he'll probably would have taken twice, but now he can only take once, and if he moves the queen back, then I can put a pawn on g7 or a bishop. Right, let's not forget this bishop hanging here. He might go pawn at h7, but then I'm planning to take. Alright, he wants to go all in, I guess. But I think I'm fine on g7. Let's harass the queen. If he takes my rook, I'll take back with check. And she can't really block with the queen. He might try to get in on g6 though. So let's play it safe and put a bishop here. Because my only weakness really is the dark squares. Or the white. Oh, I missed this one. That's bad. My only weakness was the light squares and missing this queen hanging. But okay. I think I can take back and maybe go bishop at g4. Try to attack him. Since his king is a bit open. Alright, if he takes... I guess I should not allow that. Let's take and go. Pawn at d6 is a mating threat, I think. So since pawn at d6, knight f4, and if I move back, then it also will be tough to get safe there. Maybe it was possible to get safe there, but now I'll have the option to play pawn at g4 and try to get in on h3 or f3 even, but h3 is more threatening because this move was on and knight at g5, and if he moves the king, then queen at g2. And the important thing is that if he moves up, queen at h3 is made, but if he moves back, I have queen at h3, and I'll take this rook with check. And then rook at h1 is made. Alright, totally missed the queen hanging there on a8, but it seemed fine anyway. He may missed an opportunity there, but bishop at e6 was a safe move. Super solid, you could say. And off to a good start here. Let's see who's up next. 36 players have joined so far. Probably not all of them are playing anymore. But enough games are happening here, as you can see. And Andrew Timer is up next, alright. Can't recall the name, although I played one game against him, it seems. Ah, yeah. The first miniature showed that just knight f3, or d4, knight f6, but that was, of course, this game. So I was a bit confused there. Okay, let's go the normal d4 and bishop g3 stuff. Bishop g2 stuff, I mean. Let's go knight at d5. I wanted to go knight at f4, but then he can take here, and then d4 is hanging twice. So I blocked at e5 instead. Now I can go knight at f4. And maybe knight e5. Probably bishop at g6 will come. Or bishop g6. That seems a bit weakening. Because now there is this, his pawns are a bit dislodged. Attacking these two pieces. And like most people, he decides to give up the rook there. Now I'll try to get in on G7 or at the dark squares. Since now he traded, so I can take on D5 and place a pawn on F6 or bishop at E7 first. So lots of possibilities here, but of course he also has some moves he can play. I want to go knight takes if he takes, and then F6 is attacked another time. So he retreats, which seems like an okay decision. Let's sack a pawn here. If he takes twice, then bishop at E5 is strong. Forcing him to give up another rook. Don't know if I want that just yet. Let's just take it, since I'll also have to watch out for my time. Okay, let's go rook E1, threatening this, and then take on D5. And then take with the bishop, and the queen is hanging. Okay. He may just put a pawn on D6 now. Okay, let's go for this. Oh, I was pre-moving, but it's just losing a piece, of course. I totally missed this pawn on D4. That's bad. But okay, it's not over yet. That's really bad, just missing the point of pawn on D4 and just going for my trick, which wasn't there anymore. But okay, let's see if he manages to win this, since I think he's totally winning now. Bishop at D4, maybe knight at G5, all kinds of ideas there. Try to make him take it with the knight, so I'll get a tempo to make a move. Alright. Maybe he's thinking there's some mate here. It may well be, but I think I'm rather safe on H2 since the queen is covering this file. And now that I have a knight in hand, if he takes the rook, I'll have knight at E5. So I think he had to go knight takes F7 there. But this move was just bluff, since if he goes king H7, I have nothing. But alright, rook at G2. Guess I'll have to take that. Alright, that seems like a nice defense. Let's cover with the rook and go pawn at H7, so that we can take the bishop with check. And now there has to be some sort of mate here. Yes, knight at F6. If he moves the king, then queen at H7 is mate. He can't take with this bishop since it's pinned. Now bishop here. If he doesn't take, queen at H7 again. And now rook at F8. If he moves the king, then queen at G8, and if he takes, queen at H7. Alright, got very lucky this game. Probably should... I won't get away with a blunder like that again. Well, maybe I will, but we'll see. If you recall, in the first game, in the game before that, I also let's see. I also hung a queen, yeah, against Rokostov. So winning while hanging pieces. So maybe that's a good sign that I'll be able to win this tournament. But I see some strong players joining. Also Stovebus is joining. Strong Belgian player. Let's go aggressive h4. Try something new. Alright, let's now develop and try to use this g6 square. Oh, he takes back another time, okay. That seems bold, but it might be possible. Queen f3. Knight at c2 can't be good. I'm just banking on the fact that it can be good. He might go for it though. Alright, I can take this one and then knight here. Winning the queen, and I don't think he'll be able to mate me. He does have knight at c2, but then I can just move to d1 or d2, and then there won't be any follow-up checks, or at least not any good follow-up checks. So that should be fine for me. Now I'm threatening here, leaving my king open, but it seems that I should be fine. Okay, let's keep trusting my instinct that knight at c2 doesn't do all that much. Now this is a huge threat, since then e7 and c7 will become weak. Okay, knight takes h2. Knight at h2. Knight at f3 he wants to go. And then king d1. I think I can safely take on d6. If I take on f3, then he might have something. Even then he might go takes and pawn at e2 and knight takes d4, sacrificing everything. But knight at f3 and just king d1. He doesn't have any material left to play with, except the queen. But like for instance now, if he had another pawn at e2 would have been nice, but he doesn't have that. I think we can trade queens here. now even this bishop is covering, sorry, over here, so I'll also have this possibility as a defensive resource. And now I'm threatening queen at d8 takes, and then rook at e8 mate. So he'll probably has to place the queen on the back rank, and then I'll play pawn at e7. Alright, he misses the mate, or he decides to just give up. Yeah, the concept in the beginning is, well, it's objectively probably not the best with the h-pawn, but it gives me a lot of possibilities on the light squares, as you saw in this game. And in these quicker time controls, the pressure, it's good to keep up the pressure on your opponent. Alright, a pawn. Going for knight f3. Let's see if he decides to play g3, then I'll have to play my own system. b6 was not my intention. I wanted to go knight c6, but I mouse slipped, so we'll have to make the best of it. I don't want to allow bishop b5, that's very annoying in these lines, combined with knight e5. Knight e5 alone, it's fine. I can take back here with the knight, or take with the queen and then move back. Bishop d6 will be safe soon. And now he doesn't have a knight to put on e5 or g5. So I'm okay for now. But I'll have to keep it that way. Let's go king e8 back. It seems very passive, but I want to take back with the knight here and develop this bishop. And I was afraid of some takes, queen h5 move, and then pressure on. Oh, this wasn't my intention. Did I pre-move this? No, you can't look back at that. I thought I just drew an arrow there, but okay. That's very unfortunate. First few games I gave away material, and now I mouse slipped away material. But alright, let's see if we can manage with a material deficit. He might go in here, so let's defend that. Let's go very defensive here. At knight at f8 and bishop at h5 maybe next. Alright, he decides to keep on sacking. Covering f5. Since knight at f5 would have been a problem. Maybe he'll go on e5 next. Alright, he decides to harass me there. Let's cover with the rook. Also guard with the rook along the 7th rank. And now I guess we'll have to pile up pieces around the king and try to defend and attack at the same time. Okay, he decides to give the queen back. Probably wants to go pawn at c5. Okay, bishop at c5. If I take, then d5 will become open. if I don't take, he'll play pawn at e5. Alright, let's take here, so I'll unpin the knight. Gotta watch out for my time here. So I'll try some counter-attack and maybe I'll get in. Right, he's just sacrificing a lot of material. Knight at g7 though. I might even take e5. Try to make him burn all his pieces. Alright, knight at g7. Ah, I made it on g5. Okay, well, it was a bad mouse slip there in the beginning. That bishop d6 didn't make sense at all. Yeah, I guess so. Hi Hercules. Good to have you watching again. But okay, yeah, mouse slips happen. I guess you shouldn't play online chess if you don't want a mouse slip. But alright, he executed it nicely there in the end with queen d4, knight at g5, which I clearly missed. But we're still at the top of the table. Alright, Stove Bosse. Always a challenge. I managed to beat him the last 4 times in these arenas, but as you can see, he beat me twice. Let's go a6, just denying him this b5 square. Bishop g6, so if he takes, then I can take back with the h pawn. Let's go bishop e7. He might go h4, aggressive. Alright, he doesn't. So now I can castle with some sense of safety. But he's managed to get a nice position out of the opening. I guess I'll have to trade and try to go h6. Otherwise he'll slowly get in. And now after a few trades we'll have to reposition our pieces back on the board. And I'll try to get in on the light squares. Since he doesn't have any pawn to block on f3. Now I'm threatening this guy twice. But he's really strong on the dark squares, so I'll have to watch out for that. If I put a pawn on d6, for example, to harass this bishop, he'll just leave it there and take back and try to get in on f6. So I might try to get in on c5 or something like that. But for now it's a very interesting position because there are no pawn trades And usually pawns are, for example, pawn at g5 would be nice for him. And well, for me as well, I guess. He's inviting me to take and go knight at g4. It might not do that much though. So let's go c5 first. And then knight at g4. And now I can take here and go pawn at e4, forking these two pieces. And then it's good to note that I'll always have this pawn on c5 with a threat on e3, and then pawn at e2 also is on f2, I mean, is also on. So for now it seems safe to just retreat, but then I'll take here and then on c5. So it's he's in trouble here. All right, he decides to counterattack. Let's take that, and then take the rook, I guess. Because now pawn at f2 is a huge threat. He decides to go up. Let's see. I think trade, and then I can sacrifice the queen here. And I've sacrificed a lot of material here, but bishop at f2 seems close to mating. Maybe it's not mate yet though. Bishop at f2, king g2. Actually seems safe on h3. Yeah, that's the idea, but he might be safe on h3 though. But then there may be some bishop takes e3 move, knight clearing the square for knight f2. And it seems like I'm safe at home for now. The only thing is that I shouldn't give him two knights, because knight at e7 and knight at g6 are annoying. So he decides to take my threat seriously. Let's make him use a blocker. It's always useful. Maybe bishop at c4. Trade queens. Seems fine. Because if he moves the queen, rook takes f1 will be mate, of course. And if he takes my queen, I'll have rook takes and knight takes e3. And there probably is mate here. Queen at f1. Pawn at d4. And queen d3. Queen back. Yeah, that should be enough. And if he moves here, I could have taken the rook with check. Queen d2, bishop at e3, queen and queen c1. And if he takes, then there would have been queen d3, king here, bishop at d4. Alright, Don't know if the queen sacrifice was totally correct, but he believed me, and after that bishop at c4 ended the game. And also the second sacrifice on f1 with the rook, I didn't see the mate all the way, but I thought there must be mates, and usually I make the right decision there. And then I had 2 minutes to figure it out, so thank you, Yuson. Alright, Requiem ZH. Let's try a different move order. Knight e4, then bishop e1. And now this is covered. Rook b1, not allowing him to develop the bishop on d7 just yet. And now I'm very solid, but I don't have any attacking chances either just yet. The patzer, and then I'm a super patzer. Alright, yeah. That's some good reflection on yourself, I guess. Let's take, see if he wants to take with the pawn or the knight. With the knight it is. And black has a fine position here for now, but he has to watch out where he puts his pieces. Bishop at h6 maybe, okay, try to take this knight, and then I'll just remove it and try to play some positional crazy house. Maybe knight h4 and knight c5. Now I'm threatening to take here and knight at g6. So king h8 is probably not the best move there, since now I can try to trade the knight at, well, almost all cost, since knight at g6 will be on. He decides to deal with it. Alright, let's make a trade here and go e3 if he does bishop a6 again. I have to keep up the pace here, since I'm on I've berserked, so I'm down on time. Alright, I guess knight d3. If knight c4, then I'll just move the queen here. If knight e4 there is fine. And I'm happy if he takes the rook. It's a rook is not that good now, since the positions are relatively closed. And now I do decide to block here, since this is on next, and also this is a fine diagonal to be on. So he'll probably trade, yes, and then move the knight or try to get some tactics going on my queen with knight at c2 maybe, and that I'll just ignore. Alright, and now we'll have to try to get in on the dark squares. See if he wants to take here. Probably knight f5, then bishop at g4. Right, he decides to take with the knight. Didn't expect that. Because now basically it's just a trade, and I still have the same threats of opening up the position here and winning a knight here. Let's go with takes d6, since I anticipated him taking with the pawn, and then knight at f5 is strong. The queen is on this diagonal, or line I should say. And now I can get in on g7 and probably win some material back, or at least get valid threats going. Let's go pawn at g7. If rook f7, and I want to go f5. Okay, he defends. Let's go f5 anyway. If he blocks, then f6 is hanging. And if he takes, then bishop at e6 wins the queen. Yeah, he blocks, and now I can take here, since he is no longer defending. And now probably f6, pawn at g5. Just try to get in on the dark squares around his king. And I have 30 seconds left, which should be sufficient here. Let's attack these guardians of g7. And as soon as one moves, then I'll have my check. Queen at g7 and g4 is made. Alright. A long positional grind there, but in the end he slipped up a few times. I think black was fine there in the beginning, but he made a few bad decisions, and then I managed to get in on f5, which was a nice sequence with the knight takes f6 threat. Let's see, Shiva 23 on 22 points. Seems to be gaining on me with his berserking. Bayer Miller has lost 2 games, so probably it's going between me and Shiva. Carney H up next. Alright, he decides to resign very quickly. After just probably this is the fastest game I've ever played. And maybe he resigned because he had to go or something, but probably he resigned because he doesn't want to play against me. Let's see if I can find him. Yeah, he's still in the tournament. But I always encourage people to just play against top players or good players, and try to learn something from it. And yes, he'll probably lose 99 out of the 100 games against me, but if you look at the rating difference. But just try for that one game and try to get better. Yeah, Burp Cow up next. Managed to beat him very comfortably in our match, but he'll probably try to get revenge here. Let's go rook c1 covering here. And maybe knight h4 or knight at h4 yet next. Yeah, he's kind of forcing me now. and he wants to go in on h3. Let's take and go bishop at h5, since he probably doesn't want to block with the knight. And now knight at f4. Both covers and also creates new threats. But alright, he'll get in on h3. But at least I have two pieces covering here. Let's take the knight. And I was going to play knight f5 if he took the bishop first. Let's see if we can try to get the queen. I don't think this is mate, since I'll be safe on h2 because the bishop is covering this square, which is very important. And now I'll try to play pawn at d6, he moves the queen, probably. Then bishop at e7, pawn at f6, something like that. Seems very strong. Alright, let's see. Pawn at f7. Not enough. Okay, f7 maybe. Yeah, I guess I have to go for this. I probably over sacrifice too much here. But maybe we'll get some lucky shot in. Or did I miss something? Oh no, I thought I missed knight at knight there, but I didn't. Queen h3 is just huge next move. So this seems resignable. Let's try one last thing. Knight takes f2 maybe. Knight e3 even better, yes. Knight takes f2 gave me a way to run back, and this just leads to checkmate by force. Well done by Burbka. I sacrificed a bit too much there. I thought maybe I had some fun checkmate with pawns, but I had too little pawns on the light squares around his king. Alright, pawn in training. Let's keep berserking. Let's take and go bishop c5, because then queen e7 maybe. Alright, he decides to go bishop e2. Let's go pawn at g4 first. He might castle and allow me to take here. There's also this move, of course. But now I think I castle, and if he takes here, I can take back. And then c2 is hanging if he takes again. So therefore he decides to go this way. Kind of inviting him to play pawn at e6 here, but I didn't. I think I should open this diagonal here. Right, he decides to go after my knight. You mean like he disrespected Helm's knight, or the other way around? That Helm's knight also doesn't respect anyone. Kind of confusing. But I don't know about pawn in training, but I have played a lot of Backhouse, like 4 or 5 years ago with Helm's knight. And I believe she now has her own channel even, playing Backhouse at chess.com, if I recall correctly. And maybe I'll get some Backhouse going in the future on my channel. Occasionally I'll play some Backhouse on chess.com, but in the earlier days, as they say, like 2011, 2012, I've played a lot of Backhouse on free chess. And there is this petition going to get it on Lead Chess as well, but I don't know if the developers will answer to it or are able to answer to it. I don't know. I'm not good with computer codes or something like that. Let's try to trade a knight or make him sacrifice a knight here, since I want to go knight at f3, which seemed very strong. For example, knight e4 take. He can take on f3, removing one of the pawns. He can also play this move. That's actually very strong. Knight at g6. First take here and then knight at g6. It's very interesting, to say the least. Don't know if it wins just yet, but I must say that I missed this possibility for him. Alright, takes, take there, and knight here. Does he mate me there? Don't know. But I think I have to go for it anyway. Because now pawn at g2 is on. Pawn at g2 takes, and knight takes e1. He might try rook at g8, but if I take with the rook twice, I think I should be fine. Since he doesn't have any pawns left. If he had a bunch of pawns, he could, of course, just sacrifice on h7 or go queen at d8 and pawn at e7, stuff like that. But now I think I should be able to block. But there might be some forced line with queen here. Yeah, I have to take with the rook. Do I though? Knight takes. Yeah, I have to take with the rook. I can take and repeat. Or just can play this. Ah, yes. He's got me. Actually, it was pretty simple. Okay. Well played by him. Missed the knight on this knight idea on g6. Alright, it's getting a bit sloppy here with the last two games. And of course my opponent's played well. Let's go for this setup for a change. Yeah, I gotta stay professional, I know. Let's take and repeat. Knight f4, maybe e4, but I think I'll have to prepare that first. Now guess e4. The reason I wanted the queen on e2 first is because it gives coverage to g2 and also coverage to e3. And now I may want to go bishop here and pawn here, or pawn and bishop at h3, and then he will go knight at g5. So let's just attack the knight, and then try to get in on e6, make him use a pawn on f7. Alright, let's see if he wants to take this. I want to go d5 next. If he moves the king back, there's probably queen takes h5. Yeah, let's go d5. Make this bishop. He can go to b6 now, but I think I should be fine on h1. Since if any rook move on the h file, I'll just block. And the queen is covering nicely there. He does have the option of taking here now, but then this is on maybe. So interesting game so far. Let's take, I'll take back, alright. And try to repeat. Get the bishop in the game. I don't think he expected this move by me. Let's see, what does he threaten? I think I should be safe taking this, since this queen is just such a good defender. On the second rank. And queen at e6 now, and then take is a huge threat he has to deal with. Let's go queen at d7 and then pawn here, and then I will be able to take this one with check. He does cover it, so maybe I won't take it. Let's see. I'm overthinking this. Let's go d6. So now he has to think, and I can also think. d6 is threatening mate, he can just take it, but okay. Guess he can also do that. But now he walked into a dirty mate. d6, brilliant move. I just thought I have to move, so I moved d6, and it turned out to be checkmating. That's fortunate. Those pawns worked beautifully together. Alright, Brett Sinclair up next. Do I want to go for an early queen trade? Yeah, let's go for it. He's offering a draw. Let's just play on. In chess, this endgame is regarded better for black, I think, even. Just trying to develop here and maybe go pawn at b4 next or something like that. Okay, knight h5 seems obvious, but then queen g5. And he's also threatening here. Alright, let's get cheeky. It may not work, but I saw this idea of if he takes with the rook, queen c1, and if he moves the rook back, I can take this one, and then knight d3, solving some of my problems. And I'm not allowing any rook takes d7 businesses since this is covered. He may have had a better defense there, but he probably did not see this. But alright, he does have a material advantage here. Let's give some extra coverage to the king and also look at this square. Maybe knight g4. Knight g4 walks into queen at, runs into queen at h4 though. I guess I can take here. Let's see how he wants to take back. If he takes back with the knight, there's pawn at g3, attacking these two squares. And if he had taken with the king, there would have been pawn at g4, harassing the knight. Alright, let's take the knight. And he is safe for now, but bishop takes f2 will be annoying. Knight g4 is also a threat, or at least an attacking idea. But okay, he's safe for now and he can try to attack me. Maybe knight at c4. Get in here. Bishop at g3, also reasonable. Actually very reasonable. Let's go queen at h6. Strange looking move, but I want to go knight h5 next, and then knight takes g3. Alright. Can't go knight at h5 any longer. So I'll have to do something about this. Over here. Let's block on d4. Okay, he's taking over this game. Thank you for following Fourier, Ian. If I pronounced that correctly. Alright, got to block on d6. Gotta move fast also. Yeah, very nice game by him so far. Let's see if we can complicate things in the time trouble. Probably walked into the rook takes d7 here. Hi, yes, I am. I am in the third round now, which is the last round before the candidates parts of the tournament starts. Last Saturday I played my second round game. Yeah, he's totally winning. Alright. But I think most of the first round games have been played in the championship. And now the second round games are underway. And probably, well, next week or in 2 weeks I will be playing the third round, and there's this battle against Blitz Bullets probably, but he first has to play Antique. So maybe Antique will get an upset against Blitz Bullets. Alright, JK the Bullfrog. Yeah, Brett is very happy. I should have taken the draw indeed, Thunder Chaps. Maybe I should have. JK the Bullfrog. I always struggle against JK. As you can see by our score. There aren't many top guys who I score worse than against JK the Bullfrog. Maybe 12 team. But even against Jan Lee I do better than this. wants to take and then go knight at f5. Which I guess he can do. So let's go bishop g6, covering this. Well, Petadine, it of course does make a difference, but when I play against a lower rated player or a player that I know I'm good against, I have a good score against, then at some stage I can take calculated risks, so to say. For instance, not the last game, but the game before against I don't recall his username, but I played this queen at c1 trick, going for complications. Where he just fell for my trick. If you remember the check on d3, winning the queen back. Oh, actually, it was last game maybe. Yeah, okay. It seemed like I was fine at that stage in the game, but those kind of tricks I don't play them against J-Killer, or JK the Bullfrog, I should say. J-Killer was is his fix username. So in that regard, I think playing in Zen mode does make a difference, because then I'll have to find every game the best move, and sometimes you just want to try stuff, and that works better against opponents that you know that you have a good score against. All right, lost a few games. Yes, the language you're seeing on screen, like here, nu aan spelen, means now playing. But I lost a few of the last games, but I managed to win the tournament anyhow. And you can only learn if you lose. Yeah, Mugwort also a very strong player, Hercules. He beat me in the 3-2 championship last year in the elimination brackets. But lucky for me, it was a double elimination bracket, so I managed to get my spot anyway. He might check the queen. Right, he decides not to do it. Yeah, maybe I could, but also if I play in Zen mode, or whatever you want to call it, I think I probably, if I play like a 3-minute game, I'll be thinking, who is this, for 1.5 minutes, just trying to figure out who it is by the moves he's making, and that gives away a bit of the Zen effect. Yeah, this should be very strong for me. King c8 maybe. Alright, this one. Bishop b6 is, I think, is made, or at least very strong. Wasn't made just yet. Let's move back, open the way for knight at c7. knight c7 anyways. Maybe I missed a mate here, but let's just keep going. I think I'm relatively safe there. Let's see, let's try this. Because I don't have enough material just yet to mate. Let's just take a knight at f4 is always safe. And next I can take this one. I did say knight at f4 was always safe, but I think I walked into checkmate here. Maybe this one. King g2 would have been bad, since bishop h3, but this seems to hold by a thread. Pawn at d7 and pawn at c7 or e7 is hard to deal with. Alright, a victory in the end to finish it, but some bad losses here earlier. I know for a fact that there is always a bullet tournament behind that, and I'll play this, and then that will be my last tournament. So 25 minutes of Bullet Crazyhouse up next. Thanks guys. Alright, let's switch gears here and get some bullet fun going. Welder Oliveira is up next, up first. Right, let's just not overthink this, and alright, he decides not even to take it. He just had a free piece there on g5. Let's go pawn at f7, threatening pawn at f7 and stuff at e8 maybe. Rook at e8 is annoying now. Almost mating. This is again very close to mate. Let's go queen d2, threatening queen f4. Right, there we go. Get some quick wins after those the last few losses in the Daily Crazyhouse. Matalco. Allowing knight g7, but I'll just take and move back. So this seems like the good response. Let's go bishop at h6 and maybe pawn at d2. If he decides to take twice here. Let's go pawn at d2 anyway. Maybe queen takes d4. Now e4 is hanging, and also b2 is a problem. Which one do I want to take? I guess e4, since I don't like knight takes f6. Yeah, he goes safe. Alright. Take here, threatening this. So knight c6 maybe next, and alright. Cover c7. He does have the initiative here, but he is already down on the clock. So let's just harass him with some dumb moves, with the only purpose of getting him down on the clock. So this is also again some practice games for the 1-0 championship, where you have to be very fast. If I play against Blitzbullet or against Antique, either way, both strong players, and the clock is just so important in these 1-0 matches. Yeah, it's all about the flag. Right, Tamarku's not wanting to play against me. Yeah, and the good thing is, or the bad thing, if you're on the receiving end, is that it's really frustrating when you're getting flagged with just random checks in the winning position, and then you're probably mess up the next game because you're not focused and trying to control your anger. So actually it's a very nice exercise, getting flagged. How do you deal with that? Alright, 9 players in the tournament, so it takes a bit of time to get them. Let's go crazy and berserk. Let's see if we can manage that. Let's go back. d5 probably next, or d6. Alright, let's take that. Pawn at f7 next. Defend this. Rook g8. Try to trade off a knight. Knight at g2 wins the queen. Right, knight at e2. Try to trade some more. King b1, knight d2. Okay. Let's just keep berserking, get some fun and some real speed going here. Let's see if we're up to it. Knight takes e6 probably next. Okay, he decides to sacrifice a piece there. I'll take it. If here, then I'll move back, and I'll just have to watch out that I don't give him a rook. But even a rook seems fine, I guess. Let's just trade, try to get in on h6. And now mating threats are looming on g7. Bishop at h8, pawn at g7. Hard to deal with. Maybe knight e8, but then pawn at h7, at knight g5. Have to move quick though. Where is my mate? Alright, too slow there. Probably was mate queen at d7. I misclicked there. Oh, this. I clicked queen at d7, queen takes c7. That was my intention. JK wants to play some games, but I'll just finish this tournament and then I'll go to bed. Got a busy week again. It's a bit laggy, you mean? I'll look into that. Maybe I can do something about that. It could also be the frames per second in Twitch, but I'll try to lower my bitrate a bit after this game. Maybe it'll help. Let's see. Alright, maybe better now. I tried to change some settings. Could also just be an unfortunate lag spike in my connection, which sometimes happens in the later hours in the Netherlands. I don't know why. Seems better. Okay, that's good. Yeah, maybe he can't handle all the pre-moving or something like that. We'll see how it goes in Time Trouble. Yeah, you might wonder. Alright. enough with the chit chats. Let's win this tournament. Lost 2 games already. Mr. Carlson. Don't know if the world champion actually plays Crazyhouse. Probably not. Let's go in this line again. Worked out fine for me last time. Of course it's not him. Ah, no. Do watch the language though, Hercules. Queen h7. Alright. Within 20 moves. That should do. That should be good enough. Let's go interesting. Knight takes e7, takes here. Don't know about this though, but want to go bishop d6 to defend. Maybe knight to e4. Both squares are defended now. Rook e8. Alright, that's just what I want. And that's a free mate. Alright. Interesting game. But he lost track there. Alright, alright. Nice recovery, Hercules. Would be nice to play these bullet tournaments or hyper bullet tournaments like 2 years ago or something. There were these tournaments where all the top guys also played. BitChess, I think, organized them. It was actually before Bitcoin, the bubble exploded. But we had these weekly tournaments, also in Hyper Bullet, which is 2 hours of madness, you know, in Crazyhouse. It was always fun to play or watch those tournaments. Let's try to berserk Mr. Carlson. Go e5, knight c5, e4 is also an option. Yeah, e4, knight e5. Try to get here. Trade it for this pawn. c6. Oh, that's the wrong pre-move. But I guess that's what happens. Problem is that he's very solid this game, so I'll have to try to flag him, I guess, or at least get some complications. Which make him burn up time. But it's not looking that good for me. The dirty check on f3 won the game there. That's that one was for you, Hercules, I guess. Berserking and winning. Let's take and go e4 and go e5 even. Maybe pawn at f6. Yeah, let's go for it. If he moves back, I'll take here and pawn at g7. Or knight at g7, depending how he takes. But now he can't castle anymore. Rook g8 maybe. Then pawn at g7 and knight g5. Seems very interesting. Threaten these guys. That's of course the obvious answer though. Sorry about that. I think I should castle and I should move quicker. Queen takes f7 is on, so probably take here. Also an option. And there we go. Alright, a few more minutes. Gives me time to inform you about my next stream, which will be next Tuesday. There will be the weekly Crazyhouse arena, and I'll be joining that late, but there'll probably be a good 2 hours of stream. So I'll be joining the weekly Crazyhouse arena 1 hour after the start. And then we'll try to get competitive in that tournament. Can't play the whole tournament because I have to work first. But last week I managed to get to the podium with only 2 hours of play, and the tournaments last for 3 hours, as you may know. I think queen at b5, forking here. Also a check, of course. So then I will stream some more, and maybe I'll be able to catch some of the 1-0 Crazyhouse World Champion games of round 3, which I think are of a level that streaming should be acquired, or is acquired, I mean, to give some interpretation to the moves that the players that are making. In this game I'm in a bit of trouble actually. Let's go knight at g8. I'm fine for the mate threats for now. Rook at h7 is a huge mate threat. But I think also Jan Lee is planning on covering some of those matches, maybe okay also. So I guess there will be coverage of the 1-0 championship 3rd round, which is the last round before the candidates portion of the tournament starts. And the candidates will be 8 people playing big matches against each other, and I think there will be a final thereafter, but I'll have to look into that. But you'll probably see me streaming some of those as well. Pawn blocks, knight here. I sacrificed my queen, but got enough material back for it. That's an unfortunate pre-move there by me. Now he can mate me. Right, last game. Let's end with the berserk. Knight takes c7. Don't take the queen. Alright. I'll hope to see you this Tuesday at the weekly Crazyhouse arena. Have a great day wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye.